Welcome everyone to Anime After Shows, the show where we do high quality after shows of your favorite animes. Today we are doing PreCure episode 15. I remember earlier I thought it was 14. I get episode numbers mixed up, but I'm your host Nanohero, and join me like always. You probably need no introduction in the PreCure community. Welcome Adam from Azenzone. I never know how to say the username.
And you can pronounce it whichever way you want. I don't care.
Okay. So how you doing?
Doing good.
Cool. So yeah, I think I'm doing good. Though I fell asleep last night, so I wasn't quite able to get stuff done like I wanted. So I had to like rush, get the thumbnail done. I do think I am getting better at the thumbnails. But the hardest thing for me is like finding a good like color for the text. I don't know if you have that problem with your thumbnails, but I'm really bad when it comes to like color theory and color schemes.
I usually just use the same thumbnail font for my thumbnail every time, and then just do something unique with be green screened onto my thumbnails.
Oh, I don't got a green screen, man. I'm not the biggest like green screen fan. Like, there's this like running joke with me and my friend where I'm like hashtag no more green screens.
Even
So
if you don't use a green screen, you could also Photoshop yourself onto an image.
I'm terrible at Photoshop. I don't know like how people are able to like cut images out like perfectly and stuff. Like I'm terrible. I know it's a practice thing, but I got like other things to do. I don't got the time to learn that. You know. So, but
Mm.
we are going to, like I said, be talking about PreCure episode 15. We're going to be talking about pros and cons. Oh, also, before we begin, tomorrow we are launching a new after show. You guys probably know what it is. I finally found someone to co-host God of High School.
Mm.
I was finally able to blackmail. I mean, persuade. Yeah, persuade. Yeah, yeah. I would never blackmail my friends, right? But we're going to be doing Gata High School. But Gata High School is going to be a night show at like 9 p.m. MST. So if you guys are up during that time, come watch. It's a Crunchyroll original anime, so it has to be good, right?
Hopefully,
Have you seen Gata High School yet?
first episode, I kind of liked it. We'll see how it holds up over time.
Yeah. So let's talk pre-cure. So let's start with the pros. Adam, what did you like about the episode?
Overall, I thought it was a pretty real after the return from the coronavirus. It's probably like the best episode we've gotten so far. I'd say, with just like a lot of good interactions between Ravlin and Nodoka. At first I wasn't sure. I think I brought this up last week. I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to pull it off, like not make it too much of a stupid conflict. In a sense, when you say it out loud, it is a stupid conflict, just an argument over a plushie. But the reason for it was a little bit more believable, like somebody not be able to wanting to express their love for a hobby as much, which
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that. Though I
do you think I spent on all that?
though I kind of grew early mid like 90s. So as I was entering like end of elementary and middle school, I felt like it was slowly starting to become more acceptable. Because surprisingly, I never got bullied like in middle school and high school. I'm I'm surprised. I feel like I should have. With between my speech impediment, being special needs, and all that stuff, like, but I did not get bullied.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I went to a lot of special needs schools, and yet even those special needs schools, there were some bullies. So, like, what can you do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that element. Like, Nyato and I've read like a lot of comments like Yatran should take all the blame, but at the same time he did apologize. It did show like all the fairy characters in this season so far aren't just like one dimensional, kind of just here for a gimmick, but no, they actually have layers to them, all of them, from Rablin to even a little bit of Latte, and heck, even Pegaton a little bit, even though he did have many lines in this episode.
Yeah, I'm really liking the mascot characters. I think the relationship between these partners are way better than a certain other show, which we will not mention. But yeah, I like the relationships. So
they actually act like people, not just one-dimensional things that have to be sold. That for that they have the Lavendar to sell.
I feel like when we get to our cons, you're gonna have a lot to talk about that thing.
Not really a con, I would say. Just maybe in the meta sense it's a con, but that's not for the show itself. The show, the episode had a lot of positives. I like the characters. The show. What was that? I liked some of the. Hold on, let me think. I like some of the. I do think I like some of the humor in it as well. Like, what was I thinking about? Oh, it'll come to me later. Yeah, just a really good character focused episode, and yeah, that's all I really, and also really good animation this week from Ken Ueno. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Adam and his anime knowledge. What would I do without you? Like if I didn't have you, I'd be like this anime, whatever his name, cool looking. Maybe I don't know. So, but anything else you liked from the show?
I also kind of liked the writing was a little bit on the satirical side, but because of I know this writer, Gene Tanaka, he's always just like almost a trolling. I get the feeling like he's almost a trolling writer who just like includes a lot of attachments to the PreCure fandom. So perhaps all this talk about being embarrassed by your hobbies, like maybe some big friends who are into magical girl shows or something like that. Like maybe Rablin is supposed to represent the big friends.
Do you think it's okay to, I guess, satire your fandom, or do you think...
Sure, why not?
Okay.
As long as it's not overboard, and Gene Tanaka doesn't really go overboard. I would say there's just kind of a little slide to his writing almost.
So, anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, it's my go. It's my churn at it. Don't. So, one of the pros I want to mention, I like how they would like saying about like Nodoka's and Raven's relationships so far at the beginning of the episode with like Raven finding the Nodoka's like recorded. I found that like really sweet and endearing and touching, and also, we gotta talk about our boy Wolf Scream, our boy, man.
Rat Scream. He's
what?
A rat.
Oh,
you mean Rat Scream?
Why did I write Wolf Scream? I don't know. I was in a...
That's definitely not Wolf.
What the hell? I mean...
Are you thinking about Inide?
Maybe, I don't know. I still need to finish that, but... I literally wrote Wolf Scream. Oh my... but Rat Scream. Why did I put Wolf Scream? Oh my god. I'm embarrassing myself. So Rat Scream, our boy, we love him, right? We still love him, right?
Even if he had like only a really short scene this week, he's still hilarious.
Yeah, I just love him, man. Give him his own like spin-off solo show. I would watch that. Make it some like comedy or some buddy cop thing. I don't know. It could work.
Since he's a villain, maybe a Joker movie.
Oh, some kind of like crazy origin story or something.
Maybe where
So,
he that ends up with Bruce Wayne's parents dead or something. I don't know.
uh, I'm a, I know what fan fiction I'm writing later. So, but yeah, I love how he's like pretty much like a kiss acid. This like episode, is like a short scene. Like I just love that. Like I am curious what his end game is. Like I know the team he's for is him, but what's his goals? It's like what is his plan? Does he just want to take over the empire or whatever, or enemy? Does he want to be the boss, or?
Seems like it.
But I am curious, and another thing that you mentioned quite a few times in your review that I haven't quite touched on, that I haven't quite take a note of is Rabbit in those pajamas. Oh my god, you're right. So adorable.
Yeah.
Like, just adorable, man. Like, you say you want like a plushie of it. Do you think they'll actually make a plushie of it?
If they want to make up some of their lost revenue, I would think it would be the best idea.
Yeah. And to go more in the depth of like rapping, I like how this episode really shows more in depth of like her insecurities because
Mhm.
even though we have said she is probably the oldest potentially of the group, she does have her own like flaws and issues and like in like securities, and we really got to see that episode. So
Yeah, I would say like she kind of reminds me of a little bit of if you've ever seen the Netflix show Gretzko, the kind of office lady who cute little kind of uh, red panda office lady who just like has a lot of stress and just like freaks out when there's too much going on in her life.
yeah, I haven't heard it. Is it like a live action show or?
It's an anime from Sanrio just about this little rep a little red a bunch of animals live kind of Zootopia without too much focus on the animals aspect.
What is it called?
A Gretzko. Basically, the main character is just a really overworked office lady who stresses out at the whenever her hobbies are starting to come out, like how she really likes a certain kind of karaoke.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. It's really awesome. Check it out sometime. But yeah, basically, I would say Ravelin is kind of like the overworked office lady. She's really hot headed and yet often just loses it when her hobbies and or personal life starts to get out.
Yeah, and I think this is like an important message to tell kids because we all have those like interests that society may not approve of and stuff, especially in our line of work. You know,
Mhm.
there's a lot of like judgmental. Especially if you do a career in like something like YouTube or streaming. People don't take it seriously and
Mhm.
make fun of you and stuff. So I think this is a good message to tell kids that it's okay to have these like insecurities and feel like embarrassed and stuff. It's like natural.
Mhm.
But so before like the fight like actually happened, I liked how Nadoka was covering Robin when she first saw the flyer and covering us saying that the doll actually looks cute and stuff. I
Mhm.
think it was something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something
Yeah, I think
along.
she generally thought that thing was cute.
Yeah, and
Well,
let's and I liked how they then like going to the shop and I like that like slice of life like moments in there, them just having a good time together. Like it felt wholesome, and oh my god, that tea looked delicious. I don't know if it what it was, but maybe
Lavender tea. Lavender tea, basically the kind of tea you get from steeping that flower, or I'm not sure if it's a flower, just that herb.
yeah, I've never had like lavender tea before. Have you?
Nope, not sure if it gets that purple, but whatever.
I mean, it's anime, so you know. But yeah, that tea looked delicious. I wanted that, and like I said, like the slice of the slice of life moments. So let's kind of get into the actual like kind of argument, but from the like pros perspective. That so I like how this is pretty much the Doka's like first real like negative experience, because a lot of the show has her experience a lot of stuff from the like first time since she was like sick. You know, first time making friends, first time doing this, first time doing this. A lot of it has generally been positive, but I like how this episode's dealing with the idea. Not everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. You are going to have some negative experiences for the first time. I really like that. I thought that was cool. What about you?
Yeah, that's good. Like showing that she's still like basically. I would imagine for much of for hospitalization, she was like just surrounded by people who were always encouraging her, telling her, "You're doing great, Noka. You're doing great." Even though deep down, I think even though deep down they were more than likely worried about her health, but they always had to include positive reinforcement. So having her finally get some negative reinforcement is showing she how she does really want to help others, but at the same time, it is stressful for her.
Yeah, and I don't think she expected to get in like a fight or argument. She provide that, oh, we're always going to get along, everything's going to be good. So it's cool to see this because like
To just kind of be a little bit insensitive and show off a doll that that Ratlin was clearly embarrassed by.
Mhm.
Like, I wouldn't say Nodoka did anything necessarily wrong, but
Yeah,
she did need to kind of pick up on those signals a little bit better.
yeah, and I think that's one of the things she's never had to deal with this before, so she doesn't know how to recognize those signals.
Read between the lines.
Yes, so I think that's something she had to like learn. So person, so so I do have a good thing to say about you. I didn't like her like wisdom words, I guess. Which she's like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who was right or who was wrong. I think that's an important thing when it comes to conflict. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter who was right, who was wrong. We need to like resolve it and find a compromise and figure out like what happened. Why are we feeling this way? You know, talk
Mhm.
it out kind of thing. So I kind
Mhm.
of like that message.
Mhm.
So yeah, I did like that from her. And you mentioned it in your review, and for me, it's also something I can relate to. I can totally relate to being embarrassed because there have been because I get easily embarrassed. I don't know about you, but I get embarrassed by the smallest thing, and I can sometimes like have an attitude, be like, leave me alone. Let's just go. You know,
Mhm.
because my dad can sometimes say embarrassing things, and I'm like, let's just go. And I can sometimes, I guess, like have like an attitude towards him
Mhm.
because of that. So, like,
Yeah.
getting embarrassed and like overreacting to people close around you is something I totally can relate to. So,
Yeah.
and you can relate to that too, right?
With my old man who has Asperger's, sure.
Well, I mean, being embarrassed and like lashing out
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah. I have done that. both with my old man and some of my friends.
Yeah, and I always like regret afterwards, and it's it kind of sucks. Like I wish I didn't get embarrassed, but I do.
Mhm.
Maybe I just take things too seriously, but like I don't know. I get embarrassed over the simplest thing, like. Ugh. So fast forward, they're still arguing. Our monster of the week comes, and one thing I like really liked about it, and I don't know if they've done this in the other like Sentai and PreCure shows, but I like because of the arguing, because of the bond, they couldn't transform. I,
Yeah,
I thought that was
it,
pretty cool.
it's kind of a trope, I would say. Like sometimes there's at least something that's emotionally preventing a Sentai or a Precure from transforming.
But
Like often their emotions might affect the transformation.
has like an argument between a PreCure and a mascot prevented them from transforming before.
Exactly a argument, just like them refusing, like them physically, like just outright refusing to work together.
Okay. So this is a somewhat like unique, I guess, kind of twist on the concept, I guess. Then.
Yeah, emotion reason being unable to transform due to emotions is can be a thing sometimes.
Okay.
Like not every transformation trait it involves the fairy, obviously.
Yeah. And I like that like visual after they like fail where it kind of cuts to that like black background visual
Yeah, that was clever.
of the reaction. Like I really like that, and I like how how like a darker, sad music was cutting in when the others were transforming. Like I really like that like kind of tone shift. Like I thought
Hmm.
that was like pretty well done. So
Hmm.
and to talk more about the monsters, the monster of the week. I like how it was like connected to like Nadoka's Nadoka and Rapin's like conflict because it was the
It was a
little
big. It was the little teapot. It was the little teapot they were drinking from.
yeah. So maybe that lavender tea isn't good tea to have after all.
Eh.
Might have to reconsider that. But yeah, I like that. I like it. I like it when like the monsters of the week or the villains of the week is like linked to the character drama going on. So
Yeah,
I think so. They're getting their asses kicked and stuff. And Latte comes to the rescue. I really like that. I like how like Latte was the one to push them together and talk and stuff. So and I like how the reason that like Raven was uh wouldn't apologize was because she's afraid to apologize,
yeah.
which I think is a real thing people have to like deal with and stuff, and it shows
That little awkwardness of when you know you have to apologize but you can't.
and it's not just awkwardness, it's like being afraid and afraid to owning up to your mistakes and just afraid and it makes it harder and harder to talk to that person and it can sometimes just cause people to drift apart
Yeah,
as,
I brought this up in my review. I love that little shot of like Rablin in Nodika's room and sits and you notice that the lights weren't on, so she was just literally just sitting there in the dark, like not doing anything, basically, just sitting there like, should I apologize?
yeah
Just
it's
great direction there.
oh yeah that was good but like I said I like how we're getting confidence i- issues from Raven showing that she's not this perfect like mascot, and just giving more depth to the mascot characters, I think is uh
Yeah.
good. Like we said, the relationship between the characters and the mascots has been handled wonderfully, and I want us to continue this like wonderful pace, you know.
Mhm.
So, oh yeah, like the relationship. I mentioned it before, but I like how like uh people arguing and like quarrels are pretty much a new concept for Nadoka. Like at the end, she's like, uh, she's like, how do we prevent quarrels from happening, and saying like this is like a new concept for her and stuff. Like I like that bit at the end. So
Yep.
and I'm curious whether like new negative things is Nadoka going to experience. You know.
Mhm.
So I hope they keep up showing like new positive things for Nadoka, but also some negative stuff.
Mhm.
Because you know she's been hospitalized for like so long, so she's pretty much like experiencing the war for the first time. And the war does have a lot of good stuff in it, but it also has a lot of bad stuff. But can that good stuff overweigh the bad stuff? I like those ideas. So maybe I'm just reading too much into a magical girl show for little girls, but you know.
Mhm.
So let's get on to our cons. Adam, what issues did you have, if you had any?
Honestly, mostly just nitpicks this week. So, um, as I mentioned in the review, a little. It was just the fight was just a little on the short side, but again, if the story's good, I don't mind it that much. The Levin Dharma, it's weird. Let's just get that out of the way. It's
Yeah,
not a bad thing, but
yeah,
it,
I'm,
it's just bizarre looking.
yeah,
Let's just kind of admit that.
yeah, I'm like I don't hate it, I don't like it. It's just you know it's there, it's meh. You know, let's move on. You know, it's not giving me nightmares like some other people I've seen in like discourse like mention. It's not that uh crazy, but you know it's there. It's you know I get why it looks the way it is. You know, it's something that's
For the beams, it's for the beams, son. The beams.
well, from a story standpoint, it's supposed to be something weird and creepy because you know Raven's supposed to be embarrassed, and it's supposed to be. Yes, it's weird, but Raven still you know likes it. You know.
Yeah, thematically, it's that, but also in real life, I'm not kidding here. I looked it up. They tweeted. They tweeted out that little post I showed on my review of the Lavin Dharma being sold on the official PreCure website.
And I hear it's
Right
also
after the episode, like as soon as the episode was aired, it was there.
yeah, and I heard it's also being sold at the PreCure store.
That's what the tweet was for the PreCure store.
Yeah.
So they immediately tweeted that after the episode ended. Freaking devious.
Of course. I mean, it's
They know it's going to be a meme. They already know it's going to be meme fuel, so they immediately said, "Ooh, we could get some good. We could
I
get
mean,
some good love."
hey, I would do it. I would profit after my memes. You know, well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You know.
it's devious, I'll say, but so not
Hey,
really negative. Just saying,
hey,
like,
I think it's good marketing. So
sure, but yeah, yeah, I don't. But yeah, I don't actually have problems with the Lavin Dharma itself. And the animation throughout the episode was really good. I would say much better than last week. So, any other negatives? I would say that them getting the leaf elemental bottle was a little sudden. Like it almost feels like we're like if they are trying to like push out the elemental bottles more quickly because of the pandemic. I understand. So maybe that's just a compensation for that. So it's just little nitpicks, and really I don't have much negative because it's a really good episode, I'd say overall.
Yeah, I really like that episode as well. Is that all the cons?
Yeah.
Okay, so I, I guess I really only have like one con, and maybe I can expand upon that. But so when the conflict first happened, I didn't really get it. Like I get her being embarrassed and stuff, but I like didn't get what they couldn't make up. I guess like once the other mascots were like, "Hey, it was more of our fault," or something like that. When they talk, I'm like, "Okay, why can't you just make up a Ray? I don't get that." Like, but as the episode progressed and once it got to the resolving the conflict, I felt like it got better and it uh, made more sense. What was it gonna? It made most sense because she wouldn't apologize because she was afraid to and insecure and she already not just like embarrass herself by being embarrassed of the doll, but she also in a way embarrasses herself by snapping at Nadoka.
Mhm.
So you can have this like double uh the level of embarrassment mixed with some pride. She was like afraid to apologize. So once I kind of understood that a bit more, I don't think I had a problem. But yeah, I think that was like the major thing. Like for the most part, I uh like the episode. So
Mhm.
have anything to add upon what I'm saying?
Not really.
Yeah. So we're gonna go into a general discussion if anyone has questions and stuff. And like always, Crunchyroll, they're still taking the sweet time.
Yep, I was looking while you were talking, and yep, only the new episode so far.
I'm trying to I'm trying to think what they're doing. Like,
This is
uh,
what they're doing.
pretty much. Man, I don't want like I don't want to trash talk Crunchyroll. I don't want to burn any bridges because I want my own Crunchyroll original anime. Man, I gotta make a webtoon first, but
Mhm.
which I plan to hopefully in a couple years. I got some ideas. Got some ideas, but I don't know. Maybe there's other companies I can go for. Ooh, maybe Netflix.
Well, the joke is that they accept anything these days.
Yeah,
You see, that's the hot part joke is they accept anything.
yeah. Like there's like a cooking show about cooking with like marijuana.
What's their faces? Goop, the Goop lady. Not sure what her name is.
But yeah, Crunchyroll. So I'm thinking they're just subbing them all and just gonna dump that. I guess that could work, but like if you already have a couple episodes, just release a new one each week instead of waiting to have them all done. You know?
You get a little extra revenue that way.
Yeah, but man, I hope they're subbing them and not just being like, oh, we're waiting till the last minute.
Put past them.
Uh, Crunchyroll. Oh, so you mentioned in your reviews, the release date for the uh PreCure
Crossover.
crossover movie. What's it called?
Miracle Leap.
Yeah, that's that release date was announced, right?
Yeah, Halloween.
Like exactly Halloween.
October 31st.
Cool. It's gonna be a Halloween flick.
Originally, it was obviously it was originally going to be. It was. I think it was. It was going to originally be released in the spring, but they had to take up what was going to be the release date for Healing Goods movie,
Okay.
the Healing Goods solo movie, which I'm willing to bet would have been a Halloween movie in itself, like the Princess PreCure movie.
So has that movie gotten a release date?
Not yet. It's tentative 2021.
Okay, okay.
The Healing Goods solo movie. Again, not sure what they're going to do now. They might have to do like some significant rewrites if it was something that had to do with Halloween or something.
I mean, I don't think you have to rewrite it, you know?
Well, they might have to do some significant changes. Like, if you ever seen like the Princess PreCure movie, that movie is all about Halloween.
I haven't seen that. I've seen some clips from Princess PreCure. Well, like I said,
Yeah, the Princess PreCure solo movie was basically they fought in a kingdom of pumpkins, and then they fought an evil Jack Skellington at the end.
interest. You know, PreCure can be interesting sometimes.
If you can fight an evil Jack Skellington, sure. It sounds like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z.
So what are you looking forward to this PreCure crossover movie? What are you hoping? Because I know you've had strong opinions about some of the past crossover movies.
I hope it's well written. Like the writer, I think is going to be the same one who did Star Twinkle and Mahotsukai PreCure. So hopefully he doesn't get too down to the details of the shows, which he usually does. Like he really obsesses with world building at times, and sometimes ignoring his characters as a result. Like I think you've seen a little bit of Mahotsukai PreCure, you kind of get that feeling.
I don't know. Like, cause I'm only like, how far am I? 12 and the things. Like, so far I'm really liking the characters. I felt like the world isn't as developed as it could be, I guess. Or like they're trying to focus on two worlds and
Yeah, like he really tries to expand the worlds and make it overly complicated sometimes, in my opinion.
yeah. I wish he would just focus on the magical one, you know. But
Yeah, but then he also did the same thing with Star Twinkle, which really overcomplicated the show. And yeah, so this time he's going to do basically the time loop story, like it's Steins Gate or something. And while Steins Gate is fantastic, I just hope he doesn't overcomplicate it.
Well,
either.
I mean, it's Steins Gate. Steins Gate is good. This ain't Steins Gate, so.
Not sure how good the Steins Gate movie was, so I'm not sure if that could fit into that time slot.
Well, Steins Gate movie was like an original thing, so.
Mm-hmm.
So, while the visual novel and the original anime pretty self-contained, just with the movie, they try to expand it on a already completed story, you know.
And then Steins Gate Zero happened, and it got really complicated.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff of Steins Gate Zero. I haven't like read watched the anime yet, so.
Mm-hmm. Let's just say it gets a little bit. It's not bad, but it does get overly complicated at times.
Yeah, I hear the like anime suffered from them trying to combine too many routes into one.
Yeah, because unlike Steins Gate Original, this one has definitively multiple. Steins Gate Zero actually does have multiple endings, and while Steins Gate Original, you could just go through the entire game and go straight to the Chris ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Miracle Leap, I just hope they don't overcomplicate things and just make it a fun movie at least.
Yeah. Has PreCure dealt with time travel, time loops before?
Hakuto PreCure.
Oh yeah, that did have the alternate timeline stuff.
No, yeah, the alternate timelines, the characters, the villains from the future, and all that.
Yeah.
Which okay, maybe that kind of works for Miracle Leap since the Hokuto team is one of the crossovers.
I feel like that could get complicated if they try to tie it back into Hakuto and
Maybe, well, we'll see. Like the main power of the mascot character of Hakuto is time travel.
so do you uh, overall with the past like PreCure movies, do you still like them the crossover movies?
The more recent ones have, I think, just suffered from bad productions and bad scripts. I like the concepts, just I wish they iron things out a little bit better.
Do you think
Like the last one, Miracle Universe, was just bad because it had really bad animation and also just for too much focus on the movie character.
And do you think part of the problem with these crossover movies, especially some of the like older ones, is they're trying to smash too many precures into one movie?
Necessarily the issue. I just think like if you focus on like maybe the latest two teams and have the other teams kind of help out a little bit, it's not that big a deal. It's when they they don't know what they don't get. It's like when they don't focus enough on on who should be like the designated main cures of the movie. Like in Miracle Universe, they needed to the focus should have been on like the trio they showed, but then they also focused a little bit on the movie character who was just an annoying little bird, who I want to give the bird to.
Yeah. Do you think it's bad to have like a movie original character to focus on?
Necessarily, but just don't make him annoying or him or her annoying. For the movie, at least for Miracle Leap, it looks like it's at least going to be a cute kind of character who's not going to like try to steal the show or anything like that. So we'll see.
Because I actually have seen a couple of the PreCure movies. I know I'm very inconsistent of what I have and haven't seen in PreCure, but I
But yeah, like in the case of like the first three movies, there was no real focused movie character like the original deluxe trilogy. It was
yeah
just the PreCure fighting their old villains.
yeah yeah. One of the movie original characters I like was Q Echo.
I thought she was okay, but at the same time, the stuff with like the other movie character of that one, Fuchan, was a little bit overblown and kind of ruined Fusion.
Yeah.
And in the next movie, we had those annoying little happy queer friends.
I don't know. I kind of would like for Q Echo to actually have her own series. I don't know how that would work, but
Yeah, well, her fairy partners who debuted in New Stage 2 didn't sit well with me.
um,
Like, have you seen New Stage 2?
yeah, parts of it. I don't know if I've seen it like from beginning to end, but I know what you're talking about. So
Happy queer friends.
yeah, I like them. They're okay.
Really? I just found them annoying.
Like I said, I'm not sure if I've seen the movie from beginning to end. So, but I am aware of what you're talking about. So.
In my review, I just called them Cartman and Butters.
You and your jokes, man. But so I know we should probably be saying this discussion when we get closer to the movie, but you know we need a little bit more conversation. But so how do you think they're going to handle the miracle lights? Your favorite merchandise?
Again, I don't have too much of a problem as long as it's not overly focused on, like in the like literally in Miracle Universe, it was all about how important the Miracle Lights were. If it's just as a little quick power up, then that's fine with me. Just don't overdo it, is all I'm saying.
Do you think the Miracle Lights have ever negatively affect the movie?
Oh, certainly. Like they often are, like 9 times out of 10, they're going to act as like some kind of big Deus Ex Machina. So, yeah, it's the worst case of it. Like also just sometimes when they completely break the fourth wall, as though this were a Deadpool movie, and they just like tell the audience cheer for us. I'm like,
I mean, I get because like look, kids are going to theaters to watch this movie. It'd be kind of cool when you can connect to the movie and connect with those characters. You know,
but even then, it's kind of much. I think also that they might have to tone it down a little bit with the current pandemic.
in what regards to the Miracle Lights.
Have encouraged the kids to wave it around in the theaters.
Oh yeah. Oh, no touch. Like, but like
Even with social distancing, if the kids get too excited, they're going to do stupid things. I submit.
Yeah. Are like movies still playing in Japan right now?
I think they're starting to reopen. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're reopening that much here in the States.
I know it was supposed to be July, but I think that got ruined. Especially in my
Like maybe they'll be open at least by October, I'd say,
yeah,
for worldwide.
yeah, but especially in my state, I think was like one of the top states with cases. So you know,
And I come from the state with some of the least cases.
how does that really?
Yes, Hawaii's fairly clean right now.
Man, I need to move there. I'll try not to bring the virus with me.
So,
But yes, so the movie they got announced. Don't know like if anything else has gotten announced. So I need to be careful with my YouTube because I know it's some of the PreCure videos I've been watching, but now I'm because of the recommendation feed I've kind of gotten spoiled of what a certain character looks like now and stuff. It's my own fault, but
not helping the fact that they put that character on the official website already because they have to get that merchandise out quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I saw that like advertisement on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, I mean,
I think they're just saying sell it at this point. Who cares?
Yeah, we need to make up our losses. You know, we're in a pandemic, but
I don't blame them, but yeah, just sucks for you if you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, but it's like you can't win with everyone, because yeah, there's people who don't want to be spoiled, but there's also people who like to know like the behind the scenes and because, like I said before, I'm a Flash fan. When the show released the first couple seasons, I would really be into exclusive announcements when they would be announcing new characters and stuff. They'll have to tone back on that. But yeah, there's people who like to know about character announcements before the characters like show up. But you know, you also don't want to spoil it for people who don't want to know this stuff. But it's you you can't like please them both. You know, you have to like pick or somehow find a neutral path. I don't know the best way, but you know, sometimes people get spoiled on stuff they don't want to get spoiled on, and you know, it sucks, but it happens, you know. So Anyways, let's talk about next week. What do you want to happen next week?
It's hard to say. It seems like they might be like possibly building towards the new character we were just talking about, and also it's hard to get. I would say it's a little bit of a hard to get a read on it. Like, it looks like it'll be decent, at least. Like it's just gonna be about the promise tree from like a dating sim or something. Like when I see a tree where you make a promise under it and to become close forever, I just think of Tokimeki Memorial or something like that.
What Tokyo? What Memorial?
Tokimeki Memorial. It's a famous dating sim from back in the day where if the main character made a promise under the tree, then he would have that girl for life, basically. It's like classic dating sim setup.
Maybe I need to try that.
It's an old dating sim game.
No,
It's like
no,
just one of the most.
not the dating sim. Find a girl to take her to the promise tree. Have her forever.
Good luck with that.
Hey, it could work.
Yeah. It's hard to get a read on the episode. It doesn't look. It looks like it'll at least be a fine filler episode for the most part.
Yeah. Like we see this promising, but I really can't get a read on what the episode's gonna be about. Like it's hard for me to be predictions. At least like this week we
got a good idea of what the conflict. There was going to be a conflict between Noah and Raveling. This one, it's like it's about a tree.
Yeah, that could go a lot of different ways. Like, is the tree going to be super magical? Maybe, or is it just going to be a more like spiritual, ritual, religious, heritage kind of thing? You know, I feel like they're probably gonna go that route, but I don't know. Like, do you have any ideas of what kind of route?
I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be cool
if it tied into like the new character or something, but
or the plot or.
But they're just keeping it under wraps, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool, keeping it mysterious. Who knows? Maybe like next week it can like blow our mind.
Or maybe it'll fight Kirby or something. Who knows?
Oh yeah, it could be a like Kirby crossover thing. Now, well, wouldn't that be a crossover, man?
Mm-hmm.
Like Kirby would just like win, man. Suck everything up. Well, yeah.
Maybe he'll take back his son too in the Lavin Dharma or something. I don't know.
Well, wait. If he like,
would it be such a twist if the Lavin Dharma turned out to be Kirby's son or something?
Oh god. But I have a question. If Kirby were to suck the thing that makes the Gears like transform, would he like turn into a PreCure?
Put that image in my head, dude.
What?
Don't put that image in my head, dude.
I'm just saying. I got know these things. I think I might broke Adam. I'm sorry. So if you don't see videos from him for a while, blame me, I guess.
I've seen worse. I've seen Pokemon try and do it.
Wait, what did Pokemon try and do?
A PreCure parody.
I think I know like Dragon Ball Super did a PreCure parody.
So somebody from a different company tried to do it, and
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up later. I'm kind of curious.
If you're brave.
But yeah, there's a lot of different ways we can go. They can go. I'm just hoping for something good and unique. I don't want like a boring episode. You know, that's all I ask for.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So. But I have a question because I guess it's kind of a comparison to Star Twinkle, not really, but at what point when you watched Star Twinkle did you really start to lose interest? Like what episode number? Uh, roughly around.
Sometime in the late 20s, after Uni debuted as Cure Cosmo.
Okay.
That's when
So
like once her arc kind of ended, it just like kind of filtered up. It just kind of spun its wheels, and then after they collected all of the star pens, then they started another quest. It just like, okay, we're doing this, aren't we? We're doing the Legend of Zelda thing.
okay, so we're not quite at that episode number
Yeah,
quite
not
yet.
quite yet.
But so far, do you think it's heading into that direction where you're not gonna like it anymore, or is it too soon to tell?
I think it's doing great. I actually think it's really doing well right now. It's making me. I actually do really care about all the characters. As we were entering into like the debut of the Sixth Ranger for that of Star Twinkle, it started to lose me just because the characters were starting to get really boring. Here, the characters are still really good, so
Okay.
I can't see it just yet.
Okay. So we'll see if you still like it, or if you're gonna have another controversial opinion, I guess. Whatever that means.
Just the fact that I didn't like the mascot character in Star Twinkle, and I'm loving these mascot characters. Sure.
Oh my god, you don't like something from a show? Don't you realize you can't do that on the internet, Adam? That's against the rules.
And I objectively also thought that the voice acting in Star Twinkle wasn't all that great, and this one has amazing voice acting.
Okay, I should stop before
Yeah.
I get attacked by the PreCure community. You know.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, let's hope for get the next couple of episodes, and let's hope they don't tone down Nadoka's like illness. You know.
This time it did actually play into the episode a little bit, so that was good.
Yes, so it doesn't look like they're gonna tone it down, and I hope like I really want a relapse episode. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but I would love a relapse episode that has so much storytelling potential.
Yep.
But will they do it? I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
But before we close out, you got anything you want to add to tell everyone?
Nothing much else.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you, guys, next week. High quality episodes of your favorite anime. I have been your host Nanohero. You can follow me at the real Nanohero and at twitch.tv/Nanohero. Our other host for today's episode has featured Adam from Azenzone. You should check them out at Adam Kiyosaki and at youtube.com/AZENZO lowercase e. Anime After Shows is created, owned, and played by me, Nanohero. You can follow me at the real Nanohero. Our intro and outro music is done by Xavier Salvador. Make sure you check out our other brands and channels, including Nano's Indie Cafe. More info is in the description. Make sure to also follow us on social media at Anime After Shows. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and ring that bell. If you listen to something like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, make sure to follow or subscribe and leave us a rating. And we hope to see you all in a future Anime After Show.